Howdy people, it's old Uncle Neville over here. Anyhow, so the problem I'm going to help you with today is a little, some problem solving hacks. Whenever you want to think about something in a productive way, often if you just think about it, you go in circles in your head and you think about a problem forever and you never get anywhere. So I'm going to give you 3 simple questions that you can ask to completely reframe your problems, okay? And I'm going to give you an example for each. Let's get started. So 1. This is a great question I've been asking. I learned it from Noah actually. He said, how can I make this fun for me? So the example I'll give is I was making another product for AppSumo and it's going to be my 10th product. And I was thinking, you know, what's going to make the most money and how can I get the most customers to buy and make them pay the most money? And honestly, like, I was bored with it. I was just like, this is not fun. So then I started thinking, how can I make this fun for me? Like, fuck the money, fuck the customers. How can I make it fun for me? And we came up with this itty bitty entrepreneur conference idea with only 5 people because I didn't want to build a whole big conference. So we ended up doing this entrepreneur thing and it led to so many greater things. And we had a ton of fun doing it. It was just a lot of fun. Number 2, how can I break this down into smaller problems? So usually look at it from like a logical engineering standpoint. Act like a nerd, like how can I break this down into smaller problems? You take a big problem and then chunk it down. And so I usually chunk it down into about 3 different things. For example, I wanted to build a bigger business and make more money. So that's a big problem, right? So how do you do that? So here's the way I did it. I said, well, there's about 3 ways you can make more money with your business. And it's you either get more customers, you raise your prices, or you get people to buy more products. So that's 3 different things right there. So then I look, okay, out of getting customers, raising price, and get people to buy more products, which one's the easiest? And then I realized, wait, if I just email people that I have all these other products, I could get them to buy more. And that was just a little 30-minute email that I can send out. That's it. That problem was already solved a little better instead of thinking, how can I make this a bigger business and blah, blah, blah. There's often simple solutions if you just chunk the idea down in little problems. So break this down to smaller problems. The third one I always have is, it sounds so stupid, but you know George Costanza from the show Seinfeld? There's a famous episode called The Opposite, where George, who's typically like a loser, does everything the exact opposite. Instead of just like looking at a woman and pretending like, you know, he just doesn't exist, whatever, he'll go straight up to her and say something. And so in the episode, he ends up getting a girlfriend, he gets a job, and all these good things happen to him, right? And so this is actually a very powerful concept. If something you're doing is not working, the opposite probably will work, right? I mean, it's worth the fucking shot. So whenever, for example, a lot of times like I won't want to go out with friends sometimes and I'll just sit at home and I know how that's going to happen. I'm going to just eat, sit at home, browse Reddit and do nothing for the rest of the night. Instead, I'll be like, okay, this night's going to end pretty stupidly. So let me just do the opposite and go out with my friends and try to have the best time possible. And it always leads to good things. And that's not only for just going out. So a good business example I had was when I made my very first product. I was actually really afraid and nervous and all like, I don't know if people will pay for this, and normally I give stuff out for free. I'm so nervous, but like, I was really, really wrecked up about it. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just try the opposite of this and just put the thing out. Let's just see what happens. Would you know it? What happened was it blew the hell up. And that was just because I did the opposite of what I normally would do. And the reason I wasn't making any money with products was before because I was doing everything wrong. I did the opposite, started making a lot of money. So those are 3 quick things. How can I make this fun? Break this down into small ideas, and can I do the opposite? So next time you're thinking about a problem, try using one of those questions to reframe everything and you will save a lot of time. Oh, and by the way, write your problems down. Huge hack.